We are here. It is time for some FACEIT League. I've got some NA Master for you tonight. Happy Wednesday, I suppose. You've made it halfway through your week. I suppose, like I'm questioning what day it is. I suppose it's Wednesday. I'll give it to you this time. You win by technicality. Hex versus Derpy Cinema going on here tonight. We've got Tanuki Tapire taking on EDM. I'm excited to be here. You know, I love this plan. Proud to be a part of it. We're right at halfway mark through the season. I believe we will have, once again, 15 matches. So 16 teams in Master Division just as Season 5. So we do get that same... you should at least be, theoretically playing every team in the division. Putting us right at the halfway mark. Now... With that said, Tapire is obviously a couple of matches behind the rest of the division. You can see they're coming in 3-1. The majority of the division is sitting around the 6-7 mark. You do have a handful of teams, though, at that 4-5 mark that, try to keep us on our toes, try to make sure you can read the curveballs. All right, let's talk about our two teams coming in here tonight. So let's see, where are we at? Both of these teams have actually had really good runs so far here in Season 6. I mean, despite being a few games behind the rest of the league. EDM, started off a little rough, but then we had this patch drop. Suddenly, EDM are back in form. We did have kind of Cardifan rejoin the squad out of a loophole. Was unfortunately couldn't get on with the SSG squad, was originally announced, so it ended up back with EDM. But that has been mixed results, right? I believe Cardifan started and played all 3 maps in the 3-0 against Shiki, but Derpy played all the entire series against Midori, also a 3-0. So we've had both tanks playing, and playing the entire series. You can see Cardifan, it did very well. Cardifan 19-2, 18-5, 28-1, right? As they beat Shiki. But again, if you're looking at Derpy coming in, also had an exceptional match, 18-5, 23-4, 20-5, and they're 3-0 against Midori. So even with the return of Cardifan into the squad, I don't feel like that has been the whole story. I think part of it is just this patch dropping, and things have just started going EDM's way. And you can't see there below. Let me turn off the scoreboard, but you've also got a win over Nightmare Rotation here a couple days ago. This is a 3-1. So the first map dropped here in the past 3 games was against Rotation. Oh yeah, Sky Sniper is an OG CGL player. Absolutely, Distro. Absolutely. You betcha. I remember. I mean, the win over Midori, I think is quite the notable win. Lost to Hivemind, kind of make you question. Lost to Alternate? Yeah, I mean, Alternate we have pretty high in our power rankings. Just had Midori versus Alternate on recently. That was a banger. Go check that one out. I think this win over Midori is a lot more telling than the other two. If it wasn't for that, I'd be like, I don't know, that EDM has had a really a top 8 test. But being able to take down Midori, big win there. I do think Tapire is going to be another tough test for this squad. I think this team has looked really good. Had a 4th, 5th finish, a 10-5 record in Season 5, making their debut in Master Division. Have started off equally exceptional here. Looking to run it back in Season 6, see if they can do even better. So far, so good. 3-1 start. Win over Kintsugi is your most telling win. That's a great win. What a way to open the season with a big match over Kintsugi. Lost Extinction Zero. We don't hold too much against you on that. Extinction Zero, very tough. Now this patch truly is something. It's a very burst damagey patch. I've seen D.Va used to great effect if you can kind of stay on top and keep all the plates in the air. But I think it does take a pretty remarkable D.Va player to make that happen. It's been the first time in a little bit that, we haven't had, Brawl is really not very viable. We are still seeing a little bit of a recent stuff, but not very viable. Derpy versus Squeak, Derpy versus Hex. A lot of cinema. There's a lot of cinema in here tonight. All right, where were you? All right, let's see if the EDM squad can pull out another one. This one, it's hard to predict. I think this one could go either way. I'm anxious to see what y'all think about this one, where y'all think this one's going to go. We are going to get a Busan pick. That was from Tapire, who will be starting us off on the attack. I better go ahead and open Overwatch, huh? That would probably be good. Let me go ahead and swap sides for you. Freya ban in from EDM. All right, hey, look at that. I remember to open Overwatch before invites came out. It was a bat ban. Bappity ban. Oh, let's see. We are getting Sexy Eden in. Playing from Europe. A little bit of a transplant playing on ping. I don't know. I think it's playing on ping. Cardi also will be starting here for EDM. So we're not getting Derpy in for map 1 or Paulette. We'll have Sexy Eden and Gorilla in your back line. Sky Sniper starting on the other side here for Tapire. Risk is a player I'm not as familiar with on this squad. Yeah. I do have Karma listed as a sub. Okay, so it's just a different name. It's just a name I wasn't quite recognizing. That's all. I thought I remember Karma playing on FFE back in the day. So that's who that is. Just a little bit of a name change. I'm going to get that down. Now, forgotten on this roster, also new since we did that power ranking. Let's get into it. Still KB says both teams should have an honorable match and play Reinhardt. I wholeheartedly agree. But it's not what we're going to see. We're going to get a Zarya out. Cardifan. Kashir goes over to a Reaper after just teleporting everybody out. So, you know, we've been seeing a little bit more Reaper. Not as much, you know, it's a little bit more of a specialized pick, a little bit more niche. Ooh, I don't think I've ever seen this skin in action. Let's go. Risk, here in the Snake Eyes Genji skin. Absolutely sick looking. Love it. Love it. I'm a fan of the Cobra Commander Reaper skin myself. You know, also with the once again weapon charm. I see you there. I see you there. Trying to take control here of this bridge side. Cardifan immediately dropping one, trying and getting aggressive. Squeak back it up. Has a lot of sustain to play with, and so far that backline has been able to stay safe. You can see EDM slowly kind of working their way clockwise around the map, both high and low ground. Oh, Hex goes up there to chase him off, just runs down Petal in the top left-hand side of your screen. What a move! Squeak will fly and Tashir off a point. And that's going to be a first cap. Actually, first cap goes to EDM. It's somewhere in the midst of all this. But we do get the flip out at Tapire. They will win first fight. All right, so Kashir had enough of the Edgelord experiment. We're going to go into a Genji. Deflect use immediately as a Consumer Rush is thrown down. And Cardifan gets run over. You know, this is something I have a hard time telling my Metal Rank teammates. Is the best way to deal with the Zarya is to run the Zarya over. Zarya does not have a whole lot of health in the grand scheme of things. Has no armor. Once you have 2 bubbles, you know, can kind of be counted into 3 if you play your Zarya right. But otherwise, an opportunity to get run down. Speaking of, Kashir ends up on the business end of some Cheerios. I'm guessing a kunai. Deadeye out of Petal to just get EDM out of the choke. Risk waiting in the window to move to bridge. Watch for the collapse here with the sound barrier. Ooh, Risk kind of dances around the tank, goes in to take on Petal and Sexy Eden. And ends up collapsing. Finds themselves in a 1v3 with a Kitsune rush, and Petal closes out that kill. So 5v4 here on the point. Sound barrier lands for Sexy Eden amidst that Terror Surge. I did not see Hexes hit the battlefield. Squeak needed that. Your team needed you. I believe that was an AJ out of Hex. Did not see it at least have an impact on this fight either way. I was kind of watching Sexy Eden and the EDM response to the Terror Surge out of Squeak. We did not see what I believe was Petal getting that Ajax onto Hex. Graviton Surge available for Cardifan to try to hold this choke. Hex and Sky Sniper take a lot of damage. Actually, Risk does make it through the choke, and Virtual is going to invest a Kitsune Rush on the high ground. It's a little bit of a split approach. Cardifan takes care of the back end. Ends up booped off the side. I have no idea where Grav went. Let's see if the Kashir Blade can do anything. Did the Grav, like, did the Grav get booped off the side as well? I think the Grav got booped. Oh! Sexy Eden gets a two-piece off the side. What was this? Everybody going for a swim? What is going on here? Risk actually bladed through that as well, or, you know, invested the Dragon Blade in that exchange. What a wild opener. Cardifans moved over to a Wrecking Ball. 85% on the board to 69. Nice. Sky Sniper with an OC. Overclock popped immediately. There was not a full team here from EDM, so they were not able to hold the choke. Also, they're playing a Wrecking Ball. Petal, Deadeye finds Risk. He swapped over to a Tracer. Squeak low with a Kitsune Rush back down on the point. Sexy claims another kill. That's just going to be enough for the opening round. Mecha Base will go to EDM. Petal walking out with the Southern Belle. Let's go. You don't get to see much Ash. Squeak is going to go to the Wrecking Ball. Oh, we got a Wrecking Ball matchup. They expected it too. Sky Sniper here with the Demon Hunter Sombra. Love this skin. Underrated. This was like a really exclusive skin in Overwatch 1. And then they re-released it. I think this was like a BlizzCon exclusive for the longest. So Kashir playing, well, basically we have double flex DPS. So Kashir's has two different flankers they have to worry about. Let's see if Petal can get the kills in the time that Kashir's able to keep those two at bay. And does Sky Sniper try to focus out Cardifan, or are we going into the back line, try to find, you know, Petal, or perhaps, you know, Gorilla? Looks like Gorilla was the target, but Petal fighting the kills. Does end up, you know, with enough time, enough for him to work. Virtual comes up with another one, though. Hex is one health. Sexy Eden will confirm that kill. Virtual finds... That's a three-piece for Virtual in this fight. Virtual, you absolute beast on the carry. Your death will not be forgotten. Gone, but not forgotten, Virtual. Insane play out of your Kiriko. And nobody's gotten capped because of that. This has been a way more sketch. Kashir throwing pulse bombs at their demons here. Fighting ghosts. Medium will eventually win out this point. So drums approach now from, okay, well, from Tapire. As soon as I say that, they kind of loop around here to Cage. Sexy Eden's just #1 job is keeping Petal alive. Finds that moment, knows that they had a moment to sneak out. And they're able to move in, kind of, you know, theoretically assist with that kill in the Sky Sniper. Dueling Kitsune Rushes, and mine starting on to the point. An extra investment here from Tapire, and it's Cardifan and EDM who are coming up with the kills. A moment there where, I mean, Hex, you know, possibly you could have got the sound barrier and you had an advantage. Sexy Eden didn't quite have that built up, but they didn't know that. So they gave opportunity here for Eden to build up and match the incoming sound barrier. We have had Sky Sniper move off of the Sombra. That's going on to a Genji. Petal so far, I mean, finding the success here on the Ash. Beautiful headshot, gets the bomb in. Recall, virtual. Swift stepping into the mix with the sound barrier thrown down, and it's a bit of a fight in there in Cage. Sexy also investing their own sound barrier, and Petal's able to utilize that extra time for another kill. Oh, it's all right. It's all right, Petal. Happens to the best of us. Using the dynamite to try to cover their tracks, cover their retreat as they continue to back away. 88% on the board here for EDM. You do have a pretty concentrated push here from Tapire through Cage side. You can see Sky Sniper looping it over the top. Jump in. It's all in to try to find Petal. Virtual pick up Gorilla there. They will finally claim their prize for the first time here on Sanctuary. Petal 11 and 4, 8,200 damage. I feel like it has to be their first death here on this map. I'm fairly confident it is. So it goes over to a cast now, so since you don't have the defender's advantage, you can't just set up. Retaking with the Ash, I could see being problematic, particularly with Squeak able to harass. Little jump up into the window. Petal's able to find Risk. Virtual's going to throw a Kitsune Rush in, and they're able to run off Squeak, but not before a couple of kills come in. I love the aggressive Kitsune Rush from Virtual. Does beat Gorilla up to this one. And even though we do get a flip, this should be Tapire able to take this point right back. Ooh, Cardiff got a ton of shielding there. Hex has to back away. Gashir shows up and is able to back up the stand. Sky Sniper low, Hex also low. Mines thrown in the mix. Like I said, Sky Sniper goes down. Hex gets the beat up, gets it into the mix. Mines on the point, and the Lucio's trying to hide in them with a Kitsune Rush over this objective. There's a clear advantage here for EDM. They're trying to close out this 99-33. Petal's able to find Risk. Let's see some Petal Pop. Got Tapire kind of confined to the corner. We get the flip on the point. Squeak goes for the other Meg on the opposite side of the map, trying to open things up. Virtual will open this map with 3 kills on the board. We're going to swift step in, try to back up this Sky Sniper Blade. Suzu already out. The Deadeye to try to back it up. No match for the 2 swift strikes. Sky Sniper with a perfect little 3K to get Tapire back into this. What a beautiful blade. And Sky Sniper showing up here. The OG CGL player. Coming from console, making their mark here in this Master Division match. What a blade. The turn perfect little head taps there for that second pick. That was gorgeous. Hex able to back out of there after almost getting corralled in. Mine's just casually dropped onto the drum from Cardi Fan. We'll have a little tech there to respond with the second slam down. Squeak is in trouble. Backs out with about 50 health. Kitsune Rush thrown onto this point from Virtual. Hex 1. Squeak is able to get their health, but Hex cannot. Virtual is able to fight Gorilla. I knew I should have left you on some Virtual Palm. They have just been lights out good. But Petal finds too. Kashir's gonna hunt down your flex support. And this is looking like an EDM map 1. Petal will shut down Squeak with the silver bullet. EDM will take the 1-0 lead in the series. After an 0-2 start to the season, EDM have only dropped 1 map since. Well, so far keeping that streak going here in this series. Dorado pick. Tapire choosing to start on the defense. It's not something you see very often. You don't often see a team choosing to start on defense in this day and age. What stands out in the stat card? I mean, it looks pretty darn close. Petal does end up, what, 3 deaths apiece on each map. But, you know, it has enough of an impact. We're looking at 11k damage, almost matching their own tank. I mean, beat out Squeak on the other side damage, so That says something. That says something. On control, that says something. On circuit, man, whatever. But on control, if your hit scan is putting up the same amount of damage as your tank, yeah. Yeah, you're doing something right. You're doing something right. All right, so let's check out what was that second ban. It was a Cassidy ban. Okay, so we're just going to target. We're going to target Petal immediately heading into the second ban. Let's get him up to. Excuse me, that was EDM that had the Cassidy ban. There was a Wrecking Ball ban there from Tapire. We saw that first. So we're actually, when we're targeting Sky Sniper on the other side, we're going to be targeted. Oh, don't forget the Gambits. You know what? So true. Well, a little teleport shot right out of the gate. I'll let y'all enjoy some more of that here. Let me get some Gambits paid out. Get your Gambits in. 3 minutes. 3 minutes from hearing my voice. Get your Gambits in. Oh, okay. And that is just an immediate pick right out of the gate. Risk is going to shut Petal down. A good opener for the defense. Here to start things off on Dorado. Well, nobody bet, Magic. Nobody bet, you know? What can I say? Risk using the underutilized, like, stage 1 of the Mythic Tracer skin. Not the hood, but just the circlet. Petal finds 3 here after swapping over to a Freya. Sexy Aiden with a pair, and that is a Gong of Death ringing down here in Dorado. I mean, nothing. It didn't look particularly fancy. It was just like Petal down low, just pops 3, and that's it. Damn. Wish we'd gotten that one on. Maybe we should give you some more Petal pop. Oh, Gorilla. That was a mean shot. You saw that land on the right-hand side. Just Risk collapses in a heap. And this cart just gets rolled into the back of point. I mean, they just kind of saunter into that one. Didn't look like there was much of a contest. Really quick pace set here from EDM. And, I mean, you don't allow Tapire to get even towards this first ult cycle before you get that point on the board. You know, that would have been probably the first real opportunity for the defense to stabilize. Now Petal's going to continue to see if they can just keep this momentum going. Bolo shot. Doesn't look like it lands square, but we do get a concerned rush tossed in here from Gorilla. That is a nanoed Sky Sniper. And try to fit this off. The bubble onto the self-destruct means Cardiofan will not get back in mag. And that is the first pick. Yeah, the second death, excuse me. Second death here for EDM on this attack. That stick might be the end of Squeak. Ooh, survives with 50 health. Risk at 1, trying to back away. Petal cannot seem to lock down any of those kills. Both survive on 1 health. Miraculous turn. Squeak is able to build up towards this Primal Rage now, and we're headed to the high ground. Sound barrier in from EDM. But it is the only thing they've got. They have nothing really to combo with that and just kind of survive for a little bit longer. They do not get any offensive value from the sound barrier, and here comes the Primal Rage inside the vault. A couple of big batters on the Petal. There's no escaping. Squeak will get out of there with 100 health. Great backup there from the Yana. As you see, Squeak runs in. But Gorilla with an answer of a 2-piece here right at the end of the fight. Squeak will receive a nano boost. I think it's the second nano boost in as many minutes. And it's a 3v3, no DPS here for Tapire to stabilize. You got Cardiofan low, but the heals were too good. Both teams kind of moved to a stalemate, which does favor this defense. DPS have returned to the fight here for Tapire. Cardifan gets thwarted in trying to make a move in towards that back line. Now a big purple. Ooh, Suzu. Gorilla able to escort this team in. Petal and Kashir both throwing ultimates in. Kashir will lock it with a contact on the virtual. Connecting with the pulse. That'll be enough to get this cart over the line. I know, it was almost a good call. I stumbled over it at the very end. Sorry. Kashir on Cart Princess duty. Ooh, Gorilla. Virtual 71% towards another nano here to try to help this this defense stabilize. Sky Sniper has moved over to an Ana. I think just the threat of that, you see Risk's just starting to push up top, and all of EDM dropped down to the low ground. Risk is going to move in and try to flank. 3 in the hallway. Oh, some dangerous dancing there out of Risk. They're able to avoid disaster, but does get the recall force. Nano boost built up here for the defense, and Sweet goes up top. Fortunately, Risk does eventually die in their endeavor to control that flank. Opening things up here for Kashir to work. Soundbarrier invested from EDM. Gorilla's able to fight Sky Sniper. Primal Rage now in effect from Squeak. How we feeling? Ooh. Holding on for a moment. This is about all you're going to get. All that you're going to get out of that Primal. Cardifan gets a kill on a virtual while in Pilot Diva form. Hunts down Risk, but Risk is able to pick up a kill. Is it enough to get the stall? Squeak will not live very long, but Hex does have a rally to try to continue to hold this point. Sky Sniper builds up the Blizzard, sneaks it in between the defense matrix, and that defense stabilizes at 1.6 meters. Miraculous. Buck 34, the clock. Virtual trying to find the swift step target. Gets out. A little cover towards that right-hand side. No ultimates for either team at the moment, which is an advantage to EDM. They have a lot of pick potential here between Petal moving over to the Soj, the Reaper now in play, and of course the Doomfist out of Cardi. Virtual has gone off of the Ana. Oh, Risk gets caught. The two-punch combo. Virtual now needs this Kitsune rush sooner rather than later. You've got Cardifan in your face. Was able to Suzu. Oh, gets interrupted! Cardifan interrupts that Kitsune rush with a big right hook. Oh no, and the defense will crumble. 53 seconds in the time bank. What a punch. Eight deaths total for EDM on that attack versus 24 on the other side. 3 times as many team fight wins. This is the way. I mean, obviously, that is a bit of a generalization, but ooh, that is Petal showing up with the Widowmaker. Where are you setting up, Petal?
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Attackers incoming. Stop the payload from moving.
Interesting. Something's kind of different. Just something you don't see all the time. Petal is going to move over to Orange House now. Okay, no. Got forced off of Orange House. Petal being able to find an angle and control lane is vital for this defense to be able to work. I mean, you're running with a Tracer Widowmaker. You just do not have a lot of damage to work with on this front line. Gorilla trying to hold in up top, and Squeak is able to locate Petal. They just collapse. They will control this high ground. So I imagine we're getting a swap. Yeah, Petal's going to go over to the Freya. You just did not have enough consistent damage output. You had to control a lane, make it really dangerous for Tapire to even enter. It's some sort of lane there on that opening point. Petal's not quite able to get set up, so. Into a Freya for a little bit more consistent burst damage. Sky Sniper hiding here, waiting for the retake. Squeak up at the top. Oh, kind of a little bit of stalemate there with Sexy Eden. Sexy Eden returns, escorting Petal to that precious high ground position. Sky Sniper still waiting for the retake in from alley side. Squeak taking a bit of pressure. Kashir has moved over to a Reaper, so, Winston's going to have to be a little bit careful. Petal still holding high ground. Cardigan's been able to move on to the point. Kitsune Rush tossed in here from Virtual. Zuzu's through the two take aim darts out of Petal. That land. Sky Sniper goes down, but the defense has kind of been forced to the corners. Kashir here to anchor the cart to not allow some free push. Meanwhile, you've got to risk Pulse that kind of got body blocked there from Cardigan. Cardigan a bit of a get down, Mr. President move there in the corner to protect their squishies, and the defense stabilizes. Timbers shivered. What? Is Captain Kids on the case? Arr, Captain Kids. Shiver me timbers. Suzu used early in this fight. Oh, not enough healing of food in the world to save Petal from that fate. Kitsune Rush tossed it down low to try to hold this defense. Swift step up to the high from Kashir, trying to chase down Squeak. Sound barrier thrown in. You're trying to keep your Reaper alive. He's just running from the shotguns, chasing them down. Cannot find enough safety, enough solace. And those hard light bad boys, rarely seen shotguns, making a big difference here in this fight. Taking out the Tapire tank. And just making Sky Sniper think twice about wanting to invest here. Has to invest some cooldowns just to get out. That's going to be a 7-second wait before we re-engage. You know what? Enough time to build up this primal. We're going to cut through Petal with that Dragon Blade. Let's check in on Squeak. Where did Squeak end up through this? Back in the corner, the fight migrated to the alley as ZDM tried to disengage. No bubble for this. Okay, yeah, there's bubble. Never mind. Like, I looked down at the cooldown, like, just as... Nope. I love the jump from Squeak just to avoid the Death Blossom. Anyway, I glanced down just to see the cooldown of bubble. Like, it was like in that perfect frame of seeing the cooldown used, but not seeing the bubble in play. Boop will force jump out. Petal's able to locate Sky Sniper while that's happening before this precious bubble comes into play. So no time for Tapire to get set up. We'll have to back up and just wait for that respawn. Risk is in deep. What you doing over here, Risk? Dueling Kitsune Rush is thrown over this top high ground. Let's see. Bubble in for a moment doesn't last. Really nobody in a position to use it. I mean, defense have all the tools. Not seeing a whole lot of positioning gain here. Oh, Hex, that's a desperation sound barrier. Yeah, I mean, you're not really going to find much with it. Okay, Risk actually getting you some value. Sexy Eden hits 3 with her own sound barrier, and Squeak has got a primal rage in play. Sky Sniper down, though, and it looks like the defensive sound barrier out of EDM is going to hold. Need at least one more trade here, one more pick for, I think, for Tapire to buy any space. You know what? They've gotten some card progress. There is that. You've made it around to the second leg of this journey. How are you meant to play an honest Winton in these conditions? Hey, that is actually Stream Elements like working like it's intended. Petal with a good shot from the high ground. Does get popped by Squeak, though, so 4v4 on the point. Cart rounding the final quarter. Cardifan comes in to try to contest. Kashira also trying to anchor, both of which low on health. Squeak will finish off the ladder. Moves up to the high ground, forces the swift step out of Gorilla. Gorilla dangerously close to a Kitsune Rush. Self-destruct user trying to get back in mech. Bubble is here. Both things succeed. Cardifan in mech, Kitsune Rush in play. Blade out from Sky Sniper. Just trying to see what they can do on the card. That's a Death Blossom booped up in the air, but you still get Sky Sniper. I mean, it was telegraphed. It was just a Shadow Step Death Blossom. I mean, the boop was in from Hex, but you still couldn't deny the kills. Kashir stops the cart.
30 seconds remaining.
Wait, why did we do that? What, was Kashir like get a swap and then it's like, never mind, we'll just stick with it? I think that's what that was. Hey, you know, one more team fight win. You've got a 2-0 EDM lead. Kitsune Rush, Primal in play. Squeak, try to chase this defense into the power plant. Not really finding much in the way of kills, though. You can't overextend your welcome. That choke is too powerful a barrier. As I say that, you're going to get the healing bubble used to try to hold this. And we had a bit of a C9 here. So there you go. I guess we just C9 the cart. There's that. I'm sitting here waxing poetic about Primal Rages, and meanwhile, just giant F and C9. Very close quarters fight. You don't get a lot of fights like right here around the garage door. I mean, we're going to throw a Kitsune Rush in. We're going to try to chase. Oh, Tapire looked to circle around, like go counterclockwise and come back in the side door. But the route got intercepted. We'll get a hold here. Oh, Squeak with a trade. You know what? Just sending a bit of a message. Pew, 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 pew. No help. My poor Lucio. All right, we're looking to isolate Gorilla. You can see, look at all the blue jerseys going for Gorilla. Here comes the peel. Gorilla's able to swift step out. Petal comes in and try to help, and Cardi. Oh, what a stick out of Petal! The disengage fade away. Goodbye. Send my regards to your spawn door. EDM with a big hold here on Dorado. They're moving up to match point.
Play of the game.
Dude, Gorilla has been lights out good. Honestly, both of our flex supports have been exceptional tonight. Like, what is up with that? So Tapire have decided they want those red outlines back as they take us to New Junk City here for map 3. Cassidy ban. Let's look at some stats. EDM felt super dominant in that. They only had 8 deaths after their attack. I mean, they do stack. Oh, wait, that's round 1. They still do stack up quite a few more deaths there on their defense. It definitely got a lot closer, but not entirely close. I mean, look at the elims. My goodness. Gorilla, 20 and 3 there from the flex support roll, dropping 8.3k damage. Dude, Freak Birdo actually puts up 11k? Good lord. 15 Bob out of both Cardi and Petal. Still, Squeak actually takes most damage in the lobby. Not able to confirm him, though. Not able to confirm him. Let me get that. Okay, we got that Cassidy band plugged in for you. Keep an eye on Preds. Oh, magic. There's no way they come back from this 0-2. Classic. Classic. Orisa ban. here for medium. It's time for map 3. Let's go. Let's go. God, the music in this game just is so good. Queen is all mechanics and tank players don't have hands. Oh, that was just like magic. I think you just like threw hands at yourself and every other tank player. Yeah, for those who don't know, Magic is a tank player. So yeah, before you get too mad. Me using all my cooldowns to deal 85 damage? What, are you, am I coaching your team? What is that, Magic? It sounds like my school of play. No changes composition, I mean, no composition, roster-wise. Obviously, large changes compositionally. By the way, yeah, you're not seeing things like we did have cast ban from both teams. This time it was Tapire banning the cast. Last time it was EDM banning the cast. Nobody wants to play casting. This is not. I actually had to go back and double check myself. I was like, wait a minute, did I make a mistake? It's like, no, both teams banning cast. Good start here for Tapire. Oh, what a hit from Cardifan. That was perfectly timed. That was right as Tapire were looking to make a move in. Cardifan just like slams into 4, but you know what? You still get that pick onto Kashir. Cardifan low ran out. Ooh, Hex is gonna get traded. Gorilla with a huge pick. And this is a lot of your forward back disengage. Yeah, and so now things kind of get messy. Now Tapire are just kind of forced to duel it out. Gorilla's going to find 2 more with that beautiful pick on a virtual. We're going right back down to this point. Just keep it on Gorilla Pop. Just keep it on Gorilla Pop. Gorilla wins these. Oh. Risk goes off the Tracer onto a Venture. You only heal 100% of your bleed damage. God, she was so fun. Oh, that is a Cardifan is just stuck. Yeah, that was a sealing the coffin on Cardifan with that Kitsune rush. We're looking at Petal trying to bring it back. Finds Hex before they can get a Kitsune, before they can get a sound barrier into the fight. We did get Gorilla responding with their own as well. Virtual is down. The downpour will not hit anything because you're able to Wraith Form Shadow Step out of that one, that is. Death Blossom thrown in response. Bad Patramari of Bullskunk Straight. Yes, indeedy, Magic. Yes, indeedy. Hey, we all need one. Venture, awesome, awesome hero. I don't know about the honest part, but an amazing hero. I love Venture so much. I've been playing a lot of Venture lately. I've been on this mission for seasons now to get my galactic weapon for Yari. I might change that and actually get Ventures instead. That's how much Venture I've been playing lately. Such a fun hero. Sound Barrier out of Sexy Eden. This is gonna be a 99-99 fight. Let's just go right back into some Risk Pop. We've got a Tectonic Shock in play. Sky Sniper with a Dragon Blade. Gorilla is able to swift step out before that final shot lands. In a bit of a duel, gets Virtual. A little help from Petal. Sky Sniper does find Sexy Eden at the end of all that. We're back into a neutral. Squeak is very low. And Risk taking quite a bit of damage on this point, but here comes Hex to back him up. Turns this into a 2v1 on the objective. Sky Sniper's able to win their duel. Get back in this fight. Dash through to help out. Try to finish off Petal. Mines did make it out, but albeit barely. I don't know if you can actually cancel mines now that I think about that. What a broken fight. Yep, here comes Sky Sniper diving into the mix. Squeak has returned. This is actually a huge advantage. Oh, the Sky Sniper lands on a mine from like 10 years ago. Pedal's gonna pull out the blade. You are not able to, I mean, okay, you cut through virtual. You're not able to hold on to this point here if you're Tapire. It would have been a great way to finish that call. And we do get the flip there at the very end. Unfortunately, I don't know if you call that a C9, but it felt like there was still a little bit of room there for Tapire to win that fight. That was not a 0% chance, but they lose control of the objective. Hey, control key, come on. Where are we headed? We're headed to Junkyard.
Flashpoint unlocks in 10 seconds.
Off the high ground, Squeak goes leaping in for Gorilla. Gorilla's able to swift step away, setting up to respond with this Consuming Rush onto the point, right outside of Cardifan. Let's see if they can get Cardifan healed up. Cardifan has to roll completely out of the fight. Squeak throws in a downpour. Unclear what that hit. Doesn't look like it hit much of anything. I see Squeak and Tapire kind of backing away from this fight for a moment, and we're going to see EDN do something similar. Hex is able to find the Wrecking Ball of Cardifan somewhere off screen. Meanwhile, we're looking at a 2v1 up in the corner. Kashir in a bit of trouble. Hex credited with a nice chase there from Cardi in the chat. When the kit is soon in. There is a bit of a difference between EMEA Expert and Junbin. There is a slight difference in gameplay. As good as EMEA balls are. Woo! That was honestly a huge death blossom. It doesn't confirm any kills, but that got so many cooldowns out. That did an enormous amount of damage. And that will just start the tower falling over. An exceptional death blossom from Kashir. When do we get Magic playing in OWCS Korea? For real. Whoopsie daisy. Squeak forces out the Shadow Step, or the Wraith form, excuse me. Look for a Kitsune Rush engage. You've got Rush Blade versus Beat Blade. Both the support ults now thrown in. Do either of our DPS want to try to invest? Squeak going up to the high ground. Pedal dashes in. Thinks they've got an isolated Hex in the back line. May actually, in fact. Hex trying to boop and get away. Cannot escape. Gets hunted down on the outside of the map. Pedal returns to find the other support. And no, Hex. You are not allowed to play the game, apparently. Daystar 3-0, Extinction 0. Nice. Appreciate the update, Phoenix Mayan. AM are currently up 2-0 here in this match, both in New Junk City and in the map. Cardifan went to intercept in case we got a duck spawn, but we did not. We're going right next door. Ducks? What? There's no dills or alternates in this lobby. What are we talking about? Oh, it's a bloodbath here before we get into the junkyard, before into the bomb flats, that is. 2 kills apiece. Kashir low chased off their precious little pedestal with a violent leap. Oh, but the wall is not good enough still. Sky Sniper there for the intercept. Sexy Eden there for the Lucio death. Hey, Coach Wood showed up. Good for you. Good of you to be here. Cardifan does not get caught in that downpour. Good peel out of Risk and Squeak. We're able to protect the back line from Cardifan's dive. Oh, what a drill dash. Kind of intercepting. Oh, the Death Blossom in! Hex, no! Loses another one! Oh, Risk is able to answer back and fine, too. Sky Sniper's still on this point, but cannot land the Pulse Bomb. What an explosive fight! Suzu used. Sky Sniper tried to see if they can get first control of this. Kitsune Rush has been tossed in here from Virtual. And Tapire desperately need a first cap. Cardifan escapes by the hair of their chinny chin chin. Squeak giving chase. Tapire will get this cap, despite that big Death Blossom in the second Ajax of the night out of Hex. Would you gap though? Slam down on the Hex, beat Blade, pedal low already, but still able to move in, cut up a risk with a couple of dashes and slices. We're gonna make French fries before the end of the day, tell you what. Little spin to win, you just hold on to this cart for as long as you can. Manual Hack and Virus both land on a Squeak. Every call is in to see if they can hunt Squeak down. Squeak has to roll out of there. Cardifan's able to isolate Risk in the meantime. Yeah, Squeak's still on the run. You can see the Manual Hacks try to come in, runs all the way out of the point entirely. Kashir's going to give chase. Squeak has no cooldowns, has no choice but to continue to cycle, and Cardifan isolates another target while this is happening. How do you know we are watching? They always know. That's Death Blossom. Kashir fights X with it. Minefield deployed here from Cardi onto the point. 93%, one fight away from closing out this series in a nice little tight bow of a 3-0. Squeak and company almost get the flip. That bar is impossibly full without being flipped. Squeak does manage to find a kill onto Sexy Eden. And that's enough to force a disengage, so it seems. Yes, that was the second Ajax from Hex. Wait, Cap is out played again? Oh yeah, they just they were just missing a player. Yeah, they had what, their flex DPS got sniped, and so Cap is having to play main support because their main support had to move over to flex DPS, something like that. So they are just kind of missing a player right now. Hex does get this sound barrier into play, but Tapire they lose Risk early and really needed that. Oh, and a huge sound barrier kill finds Gorilla. Stick in. The point flips. Tapire hang on as they force a C9. Yeah, Woods is going to go ahead and throw it into chat. Yeah, that felt like Cap was just a sub. This was his third match, though. Why are you apologizing to me, Sexy Eden? Oh, because you didn't close it out? Sexy wanted to close it out in a clean 3-0 here for us. Right, you know what? Don't you worry, but I'm enjoying watching this game. I'm glad we get a little bit more of it. Whoa, that is 3 people just collapse on a virtual. You see the self-suits come out that early. You knew that was going to be trouble. This should just be a clean first cap for first fight win. I say first cap. Well, actually went over to Tapire. Sound barrier, excuse me, that is EMP. As well as a Death Blossom and some mines here. A lot of offensive tools for EDM to try to hold on to this point. You're looking at a Kitsune Rush, I think, most importantly here. We'll keep an eye on Squeak's mines as well. I like how manual hack is something that gets said in casting. What do you mean? Should I not have highlighted that? I guess I was just trying to show, that's where the attention is going. I don't know. It's kind of interesting you pointed that out, Maddie. Now I'm second guessing. Is that a stupid call? We did have EMP used for EDM. They're able to get this flip. as I'm sitting here second guessing myself. Pedal's in here just cleaning house. Guardian with a big slam down is going to find Hex. Virtual throws in a Kitsune Rush, low on health, and is the only support standing. Trying to chase down a kill. Oh no, kind of got rope-a-dope. Kashir Death Blossoms in. Actually, it was Cardigan who got the kill, and he's going to respond with some mines on this objective. There was a Kitsune Rush thrown on this point, and EDM have the ults. They have the numbers. Risk goes down. Their ult falling flat. And this is looking like an EDM 3-0 here in the series as they close it out on New Junk City. Oh, I appreciate the raid, Elliot. Unfortunately, this match is done too. Thank you so much, though. I really appreciate it. I hope you had a wonderful stream. I hope you had a wonderful stream, Elliot. All right, EDM shut this one down. Close the door on a map 4. Not only do they have 4 dubs in a row, they've only dropped 1 map in those 4 dubs. So, I mean, what a change. What a favorable patch. And the EDM are taking full advantage. And it really doesn't seem to matter. I mean, you know, we had Cardi Fan in here playing for this series. I mean, but we've seen Derpy playing in those last, you know, when they played against Midori. So, it doesn't seem to matter which tank they have in. EDM are finding success. Freak Birdo once again putting up crazy numbers in the support role. What is this? What is this damage out of Freak Birdo? Like this is wild damage out of Freak Birdo. Seriously. Like Virtual puts up some serious numbers. It's crazy. You know, we kind of saw Gorilla, which, you know, lighting up the kill feed and kind of confirming more kills, kind of taking over, which I do believe that I would give Gorilla Player of the Match here tonight. Slenderman comp EDM. Interesting. The Slenderman comp. I kind of like that. I kind of like that. Mino says, I'm Cardi's fan. I'm going to give Gorilla your player of the match tonight, much to the disdain, I think, of Razor and Nagi in chat. Still, I mean, I just still need to highlight, like, as I was talking about, like, dude, even though it doesn't result in as much flashiness throughout the rest of the series, Virtual's damage output on the carry is gnarly. That is scary. Hey, all in all, though, another wonderful series here from EDM.